hope you're not surprised. I hope you're not trying to fix your Zoom to see what call that you're on. You all.
I always think I'm in the wrong call when there's other people.
You are on the right call.
Did I hit the wrong link?
You're at the right time, and this is the right place for you to continue this journey. So this is your all-star call, y'all. You got the all-stars who are here to shed some light, to help you through. We know exactly what it feels to be in this space that you're in at this exact moment, at this exact time. We've all been through a holiday or two. So as we're coming up on this wonderful holiday season, we're here today, y'all. So we definitely have a whole agenda that we're ready to share with you. But before we even do that, just be ready with your questions at the end. Because once again, we have been through that. So good morning. Happy Monday. I am below 300. $189.1. Without further ado, who is ready for the standings? Who is ready for the standings? Everybody's ready for the standings. So before I get any further, all of my co-hosts, they'll introduce themselves when it's time for them to talk. But I'm Aisha Felder. I'm from season 4. I was a finalist in the finalist in the Beachbody Challenge last year. I won $15,000. I should have won $100,000. But we're not gonna talk about that. But I won $15,000, and I lost 100 pounds in 10 months. And so this has been one of the best programs in my life. But I'm not gonna talk about that anymore. What I'm gonna talk about are the standings. So first place is Hannah. She lost 22.5 pounds, 14.93%. Number 2 is Laura. Laura, 37.4 pounds, 11.19%. Donna lost 22.5 pounds, 10.63%. Catherine lost 20.9 pounds, 9.4%. Deborah lost 15.6 pounds, 7.44%. And is it Susan?
Yes.
Susan down 8 pounds, 6.79%. So great job. This week, we have some new celebrations. We have Laura's in the 200s. Where's Laura?
Right here.
How does that feel, Laura, being in the 200s?
Good. I feel like it was definitely a milestone. I feel like anything starting with a 2 sounds better than a 3.
It sure is. It sure is. And so as we have, how many more weeks left in phase 1? Who knows? Catherine, how many more weeks do we have? There we go, Hannah. We have 2 more weeks in phase 1. And so now it's time to really continue to push, y'all. Do not let up. Now, do you have a little bit of a holiday? Whatever. The thing about it was, like Carmen always says, give me a year. Give me a year of your time where you're not giving into the holidays. You are following your plan. You are setting your agenda. You are sticking to your goals, regardless of what everybody else is doing around you. And I think that it's, this call is supposed to help you really understand that. And when you think about who you used to be, and how the holidays were another reason, another excuse to say, yeah, I'll go ahead and bring the cupcakes, or I'm going to bring my favorite cupcakes, or I'm going to make sure that I'm going to Sally's house because she has the best caramel cake. So many things in your mindset has changed, and that's not how you think anymore. And so these next 2 weeks, really fine tune that mindset piece to help you get through these times that are challenging. And so I want to bring up Afia Perkins, and she's going to talk to you guys about doing hard things and how you were built to do hard things. Afia?
Good evening, ladies. I'm so happy to be here. So fortunate to see a familiar face, Catherine. Your face looks a lot different than the last time I saw you. So really, really good to see you and nice to meet you all. So my name is Afia Perkins. I was in season 5 alongside Heather, and I was brought to the biggest transformation by Aisha, one of my closest friends. And so today I wanted to just spend a few minutes and talk to you about just the thought process around you can do hard things. And one of the personal stories that really sticks with me is a story about my sister. And she's actually in a program that Aisha is leading. And my sister was always a hard worker, but she never formally got things like really easy. And she went through college, she went through undergrad, and then went to a post-baccalaureate program, and she really wanted to be a doctor, and she struggled. So she graduated from college with a 3.6 GPA, went to take the MCAT and failed. She went to take it again and failed again, all 6 parts. She took it again and failed, and then found out that she had a learning disability. So she went all through Catholic school, K through 12, all through college, 2 post-baccalaureate programs, got a master's in anatomy, and found out she had a learning disability. And people said to her, you should just be a drug rep. You shouldn't be a doctor. You should just go be a drug rep. And I tell you this story because my sister persevered. She prayed about it. She got mentors. She ended up getting her master's in anatomy and then getting accepted into medical school, went on to become an OBGYN, a very successful OBGYN. And she is an inspiration to me. And she, to me, is the definition of you can do hard things. So that story has nothing to do with weight loss, but it has a lot to do with sitting in a place where people are telling you what you can't do. It has a lot to do with sitting in a place where you want to give up. It has a lot to do with facing obstacles that seem like you cannot overcome them. And you decide in your heart that even if you have an obstacle after another obstacle and you keep failing, that you keep picking yourself up and you persevere. So for me, it's personal because I've been on this weight loss journey for, gosh, Heather, how long, when did we start? It's been over 1.5 years, right? It'll be 2 years in what, February? Maybe May? I don't know when we started.
It was 18 months last week.
18 months last week.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, the weight at first came off fast. And the team tonight, they're going to talk about some things that we all have fallen into. And I want you all to understand that you all were chosen to be in this program. God, or whoever you call your Lord and Savior, or whoever you pray to, or whoever you revere, built you to do hard things. And we were called to not only do this for ourselves, but to do this for our families, to do this for our friends, to do this for people who we may not even know are paying attention to us, to extend the longevity of our lives. So when I say we were meant to do hard things, we were meant to do hard things. When I say you're going to struggle, you are going to struggle. When I encourage you to pick up, keep going, don't worry about the spilt milk, but keep pushing forward. Know that that is not only coming from my mouth, but it's coming from my heart, and it's also coming from my experience. I lost 50 pounds, then I fell into a space that some other ladies will talk about, and I gained some of that weight back. And then I had to lose some more weight, and I'm still on that journey. But I'm blessed with the skills that were taught to me through this program. And I come back to the fact that I can do hard things, and we may fall, but we just need to keep picking ourselves back up and keep moving forward.
My name is Heather Noggle, and as Afia said a minute ago, I was in season 5. We ended a year ago. I don't know how a year has gone, but it has. And when Aisha said, Carmen says, give me a year, That feels like a long time when you get started. It probably feels like it probably sounds like a long time even now because you're still 2 weeks away from the end of phase one. I promise you, the water is going to go under the bridge. The time is going to fly on the calendar. Before you know it, it will have been 18 months since you started this process. And you get to decide every single day what you're going to do with the success that you worked for. Because as Afia just said, some of this is a struggle. As Susan said, I don't need to lose a whole lot of weight, but I had to work on my mindset. Honey, this is 100% what's going on up in here. I'm a little bit sweary, okay? I'm gonna try to clean this up for you. The phrase "knowledge is power" is BS. Everybody on here has access to the internet. You can get on ChatGPT. How do I lose weight? Boom, 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 boom. There's the steps right there. Knowledge is not the power. Knowledge plus action over time, that's power. So you get to choose what you're going to do with your success. You should have a little bit of, actually, every single one of you has had some success so far. I just heard how much weight you've lost in the last 10 weeks. Are you proud of yourself? I'm proud of you. That is fantastic. You should be proud of yourself. And the funny thing about success, like a funny thing happened on the way to the Emporium. Did anybody ever see that? A funny thing happened on the way to the Emporium. Your life got busy. Somebody had diarrhea. You had a flat tire. Something happened. But you get to decide what you're going to do with that. You're going to take your success, and instead of deciding, and Jen's going to talk here in a minute about gray zone. The gray zone is such an important talk. And the gray zone topic touches all of these things. It's hard, so I'm going to do whatever. Here's where the gray zone hits success. I deserve to have a cookie. I've been doing this for 3 months straight and I haven't messed up, and I'm at a barbecue. Well, for me, it was August. So I'm at a barbecue and I'm going to have this cookie, even though it's not my 5-pound treat and it's not the day for me to have it. I'm a freaking grown up. I'm going to have this cookie. And I went into Marco Polo and I was like, oh, I had a cookie. And I didn't like what Carmen said to me. It made me all kinds of mad. Because I was like, who are you talking to me like that? The person I paid to talk to me like that. She, right? And it wasn't ugly what she said. It was just, I felt entitled to coast for 30 minutes on my success. But if you've heard her talk about the GPS and then you're trying to get from Kansas City, Kansas to Colorado Springs, Colorado, and it says get on whatever. I don't remember. It's been a while since I did that. And you decide that maybe you want to go to the Great Sand Dunes National Park first before you go to Colorado Springs, you can do that. Eat that cookie. It's going to take you longer to get to Colorado Springs. So here's what I like to say about success. Yes, it's very true that the problem with success is a little bit of it. It's what you do with a little bit of it. You get to decide what you do with a little bit of it. You can use it as a platform or a springboard for you to keep doing the thing. Keep building that discipline muscle. Keep building that habit. Use your success as an indicator when things get hard that you know what to do. Learn about habit stacking. Build on your success. Don't let your success be the reason that you coast. Get the goal, get there faster. Use your success as a means of motivating yourself. When you catch yourself talking to yourself about, I deserve it, I've been good, I've lost 72 pounds, I've whatever, go back to your why video. And then put on your big girl panties and go get to work. Because a little bit of success should be an indicator of a whole lot more success. And you get to choose to let it be that. Don't let it be a problem. Let it be a springboard. I'm proud of every single one of you. Catherine, holy crap. Have you looked at your face lately? Oh my gosh. She looks amazing.
Hi, everybody. I am Jen Ratchford, and I am from season 4, and I had the honor and privilege of working with our amazing coach, Carmen, and released 50 pounds in our season. I'm happy to say that I made it to goal, and it's been a journey and a destination, constantly moving and shaking ever since. The great thing about a little bit of success, as you've already heard, is you can get off track really fast and really easy thinking that you've got it all. And I'm here to talk to you guys about the gray zone, because it was about this season. Some people started hitting their goals. Other people were already at goal, and then others still had a long way to go. And so you hear some things inside of your group chats of, you know, the things that people are doing and aren't doing. And the biggest thing I can say is, Heather even just talked about it, is that habit stacker, learning how to stack those habits. And the best way to do that is with your habit tracker. And the reason why, there's nothing that has not been thought out about in this entire program for a reason. And we are led by the best, who, if you look at her results, not only did she lose the weight, she knows all of our secrets because she's been there, done it. So she knows when someone's off track. She knows when someone's following directions. She can see it in the results. She's watched your journey for last almost 10 weeks. You guys have just shown up in a new way with a workout that was amazing, proving that you guys are able to do hard things. For some of you, that's the hardest workout you've ever done in your life. And you made it. Look, you're sitting here in front of this screen and you're doing phenomenal things. So my question for you is, start thinking about it. Are you following those habit trackers? Are you going through drinking all your water? When was the last time? Has everybody marked those little boxes in your trackers? Those are where your gray zones come in. Are you off plan? Are your containers in place? Are you adding a little bit more, doing a little bit less? I know for me, sometimes it was, and I can't tell you how many in my group, that damn orange container, trying to get that orange container in. There was so many people, it was like, I just couldn't get my last green in. Well, if you're going to skip a container, make sure that's not the one you're skipping. Some people would, I replaced my green with a yellow or a red. So it's just making sure you're doing the things that you've signed up, and exactly what Heather just said, you paid your coach to do. Making sure you take advantage of every cent that you've poured into this coaching program, making sure that you are drinking your water, that you're checking in daily, that you're doing your weigh-ins, that it's on time. Like, there's all of these things, and it's for a reason, and it's to keep you out of that gray zone. So as you're measuring little things, that was my biggest thing and I've steered away from that. I don't measure like I used to measure when I was in focus phase. We're in focus phase for a reason, and it's to get us to goal. So I encourage each and every one of you to pull out that habit tracker. How many days have you been consistent? Are you tracking? Do you know where you're at? Do you know what your workouts? Have you missed a workout? I know Carmen's husband, Jackie, says it all the time. We don't miss workouts, we make them up. So, but what's your goals? Where are you at? So I know each one of you have what it takes to get to goal. And this is where that weeble and wobble starts to fall in. And I've watched season after season after season, people get to goal. Some people never even make it to goal. And other people, those outside influences are there. So make sure you've got your accountability in place. Make sure you stick with the plan and know that you have what it takes to get there. You've been created in an image that is incredible. And I encourage you guys to just keep plugging in, make sure you're watching your videos, you're posting, like all of the things that you're supposed to be doing. So Aisha, I'm going to turn it back to you, girl. I know you've got something for all of them to answer. And
I do.
I'm excited to be here with all of you.
Thank you so much, Jen Ratchford, for helping us understand a little bit more about the gray zone. I think as we're just after we heard from 3 really amazing, coaches. Like not only do they, some of them coach themselves, but some of them just coach each other. Like we coach each other. Jen is in my accountability. I'm still in an accountability group. I still am an account and I'm accountable to Afia, and I think that doesn't change. One thing Carmen always talks about is who you flock with. In this space, I tell you one thing, the time that I've gotten off plan is when I started flocking with people who like to give excuses. Oh, it's not that bad. Why can't you have a little bit of wine? What's wrong? I mean, you've lost so much weight. Why can't you have nachos tonight? It's not that I can't have nachos. It's just I choose not to have that. And I think, being in the biggest challenge was being in the focus phase. I was focused. I stopped going out with people. So there comes a time that you're going to get a little bit back to life. And that's okay, because next Thanksgiving, you guys would have hit goal and you'll be able to choose exactly what you want to do around Thanksgiving. It'll be your choice. Just like Heather said, it's a choice. It's always a choice. But I really think that when you're in this, what you have learned and what you've built within that focus phase, it has to be you've got to protect it. So I want to go, I'm going to bring up Susan. I want us to talk about the question of the night. The question of the night is, so it's all about, number one, did you think you could make it this far, right? And number two was, I'm sorry, here's a question. What is the one thing that could stop you from hitting your goal in phase one? And how are you going to overcome it?
So the one thing that would stop me from hitting my goal is just being lazy and thinking it's not that big of a deal.
And what plans are you going to put in place to overcome that?
My plans? Okay, so yesterday, I went to, and I didn't realize I was going to be attending, but I went to a full-blown Thanksgiving dinner. And I had gone to early church. Yesterday was my free day at where I took a break from my workouts. I do Monday through Saturday. So I got up and went to early church, came home and had my regular smoothie, shake, and all of that. Ate what I typically ate. Ended up going with a friend to their full-blown Thanksgiving deal. And I've just flat out didn't eat. I took my water in there with me. I'm like, I already ate and nobody bothered me. And I did not eat any desserts, and I love desserts. I did take a bite of turkey because they said it was, but I did not. I was so proud of myself. But with that being said, we had to pick out an outfit that we have to wear, our dream outfit. And for the first time, I wore a pair of, some people would call them yoga pants, but they're not yoga pants, but they're very fitted. And I wore tall boots and I liked how I looked in them. And I've never allowed myself to go anywhere looking like that. And I got quite a few compliments. So I was so happy. Awesome. So that was just motivation. And Hannah inspires me all the time because she's so extremely detailed. And I'm like, oh, dear God, if she can do it. And she's got little kids. And then all the other women in there that have their kids and their babies, I'm like, okay, fine. Suck it up, Susan. I was way more disciplined when I was younger than I am now. I don't know why, but I was. When I had babies, I was doing lunges, walking down the hallway with the laundry because I have 5 kids. And so I would do lunges from the laundry room to their bedrooms with the laundry.
Well, it's always that mindset. You could change it, right?
Well, I did. And these young girls are motivating and inspiring me. So
awesome. Okay. Next up is Donna.
I think what could stop me is just quitting, just not doing any of the things that we've been doing for 2 months now. I plan to stay on the polos with the group and with my 2 mentors, and then using my tracker daily. I mean, I have to go physically mark off the reds, the greens, the yellows, the waters. So once I do that, that just makes my day.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. So you're saying quitting is something that could get you off track, and how you're not going to quit is by continuing to do the plan.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so first off, you saying it needs to be something you are, this whole thing that we're doing here, I experienced that firsthand. I'll answer the question by saying what could get in my way is myself in those 1 second decisions, where if you let yourself get a little too hungry, or if I let my blood sugar get low and get ravenous, that I've noticed for me is where is that fine line. And I experienced that firsthand being in season 6 and getting out. And, you know, I noticed in season 6, my mentality was even subconsciously was, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm on a program, I'm dedicating myself to this program. And what I have made a point to do when I hear myself saying that is not, you know, I can't do that because I'm on a program and I'm dedicating myself, as good as that may sound. It's, this is who I am. I don't do that because I'm athletic or I'm healthy. I meal prep because I'm a meal prepper. That's how I live my life. It's not because I'm on a program. And so I make it a point to catch myself when it becomes a gung-ho, I'm on a program type of thing, because yes, we are in the focus phase, and it is about that. But also, I want this to be my life, and I know that for a fact, because when it's not my life, I am not to be dramatic, but like miserable. So I want to be this person. And so when myself gets in the way and tries to get me off track, I put the person who I want to be in front of that girl, like Carmen says, and I tug on that leash and I tell her to shut up. So that's my plan. The fat girl, not the athletic mom, you know.
No, I think it's so important what you just said, because I think, and I'll go back into that and finishing strong, because that is literally the difference of success and failure, is really being able to identify it, and to identify when it comes, and to identify that your body, you know, our body holds on to memories. Our body holds on to who we were. You know, it's just who you were, what, 3 months ago, or 4 months. So that familiarity, sometimes, you know, I feel it, is when your body starts yearning for it. So I love that. I love that. Okay, that was Catherine. So we got Hannah.
All right. So for me, this is my 3rd time to lose the weight. So I've lost weight twice before, gained it back, and then I think someone else already said, you know, gained it back and then a little bit more. And so I've realized this time that what's made the difference for me is this is the first time I've actually set a goal. Like before, it's always been, I want to lose some weight. It's never been, this is the number I'm going to get to. This is my healthy weight. This is my goal. So where I always stopped before was I always just settled for good enough. I settled for when I started getting compliments, when I felt a little bit better. That was always where I stopped. And so at this point, I am now like on the verge of actually achieving a goal that I've set. So I'm really close to my goal. And so it's hard for me to imagine stopping at this point, because I am so close and I'm so excited about actually achieving a goal that I've set in terms of my health for the first time in my life. But I think it was Fia who mentioned this, where I have been, or no, I think it was Jen actually, where I've been a little bit loose lately is with like leveling off that teaspoon or leveling off that container. Cause it's like, I'm so close. Is that extra quarter of a green really going, like, am I really gonna not go down if I have a quarter of a green of salad mix? And it's just like, no, like I need to get back on it and commit that, like, no, this is what my container count is. This is what I'm going to have. So that's where I want to tighten up over the next couple of weeks to make sure that I do hit my goal. Because if I continue doing what I've been doing, I should hit my goal in the next 2 weeks. And that's really big for me. And I really want to do it in the next 2 weeks.
Phenomenal. Thank you, Hannah.
The one thing that I see that could stop me in phase 1 is my mindset and my outside struggles. And I had to have, myself and I had to have a conversation today of reminding myself of my goal and that I choose me. So.
I love that. Choosing you is important, but what is gonna stop you from hitting your goal? What's gonna stop you?
It's my mindset.
And what are you gonna do to make sure? Like, I need tactics. Like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
I have to meal prep. For me, my
Okay.
big thing is I have to meal prep.
I love it. I mean, and meal prepping is one way of ensuring that you have what you have, because you don't have the excuses. For me, it's always like I was the most successful when I actually went to work. I work from home now, so it's an excuse, but I had to eat what I took, because when I went to work, I had everything packed up. So by the time I was home, my window was closed. And so, but that was the key to my success and now I do it now, is having everything done and ready in my refrigerator. So my call went over. I didn't get a chance to fix my rice and my vegetables. Guess what? You just pull it out of the refrigerator, put it in the microwave. And so if Deborah, if that's one thing that you can do consistently every day that you need to do, obviously follow the habit trackers, but if that's the most important thing that is going to get you off plan, then you make sure you do that every day.
I feel like I'm going to piggyback off what Deborah said. I feel like if I don't have a plan, especially I was thinking back before we started this program, there were so many Friday nights or something I got to work. I didn't have a plan. It was like, well, what fast food restaurant am I going to go through? Because now I have nothing laid out. I don't have a plan. So we're just going to go for the fastest, easiest thing. So I feel like I need to either on Saturday or Sunday meal prep, and I'm kind of in a hybrid situation. So Monday and Tuesday, I go in the office and I work from home on Wednesday, and then Thursday and Friday. So on Sunday, I feel like I will cut all the vegetables up and have it in a little plastic bag. So all I got to do is cook it, take it out of the fridge and cook it. And then I kind of re-prep on Wednesday. And that's how I've been having successful weeks to getting through the week. And I feel like if I stop doing that, I think I have lost weight many times in my life, and I very easily could slide back into some old habits.
It's the why behind it sometimes is what makes it make more sense and stick. Because even Laura, you're like, I guess that's what I should do. Like you're like, it's work. Who doesn't believe meal prepping is work? Who doesn't believe working out is work? Who doesn't believe that looking the best that you've ever looked is going to take work? It's not easy for anybody. I've been lucky, like when I was training for just getting ready for the Beachbody Challenge, I hired a trainer. And I just really wanted to know how do these people look good every day? Like, what do they do? They work really hard. They meal prep. They make those decisions to say no. I follow this one trainer. Her name is Clara Fit. And one thing, and she's definitely a bodybuilder. I don't want to be a bodybuilder, but I wanted to know what they do. And she was just like, you know what? I only drink 3 times a year. She said, it's not like I don't like to drink. She said, but drinking really doesn't make my body perform well. She said, I wish I could drink more. I love drinking, but for me, I can only drink 3 times a year. And so it's just interesting. And obviously her body is amazing, but those kind of sacrifices, are why they look as good as they do. And even the people who are successful, they meal prep, or they do not eat bad. The people that look good, like when and that's why it's important to have those people around you, because a lot of times for me, they help me make better decisions. Like for the holiday, what are you eating? Oh, I'm just eating regular sweet potatoes. I don't really want the sweet potatoes with all the sugar in it. We're just doing some grilled turkey. We're doing this, we're doing vegetables. So we're doing squash soup. Like, there are so many other things that you can eat. It doesn't always have to be things that are fatty. It is a choice. And I think as you all are getting to that space, this first phase 1, you have, if you were anything like me, you have hit weight loss goals that you have never hit before in your life. And that's how it was for me. I had never hit these kind of weight loss goals before. And I just, not only do I want to share it with everybody, but I wanted all my friends to lose the weight. So when we got together, we knew how to try to manage it. I'm down to sizes I haven't seen since high school. And I think that I've been in this journey for about 3 years. And are there times that I want to backslide? Absolutely. But the challenge becomes, what is it really? It becomes more about you. It becomes about how important is it for you to really achieve this goal? How important is it for you to keep this goal? How important is it for you that if things start going the opposite way, what are you going to do to stop the bleeding? And the first thing a lot of times is continue to be honest. And I was listening to your answers. My thing is that don't be fooled by the tricks that you make. I say it again. Don't be fooled by the tricks that you make. We have, as fluffy people, we have tricks on tricks on tricks on tricks. I mean, and when I see those tricks start trying to come back, you gotta recognize them. A trick for me is Friday. For whatever reason, after a long week, my body naturally wants to celebrate with food and drinks on Friday. Like, I tell you, every Friday, I'm like, wow, I had a great week. What is going on Friday? That's what's going on Fridays. It's my body 95% of the decisions our body makes is to allow us to be safe, avoid harm. And my body knows I'm extremely happy when I have a good cocktail and when I have a good drink, so, and it's true. You're the only one that can decipher that. Nothing becomes, these are Carmen's words, not mine. Nothing becomes dynamic until it becomes specific. Nothing becomes dynamic until it becomes specific. So if I think you're like, I need to, you're saying something about what you needed to do to change your mindset. And I'm like, that's perfect. But specifically, what do you need to do? That's why Laura, I was pushing you. You got to get those days right. Like, once you start telling yourself, and it's on your calendar, that you're meal prepping on Wednesday and Sunday, when it doesn't happen, then that's something that you can't mark off. You got to get into these specific habits. And for me, it was specifically shutting that window off on Fridays early. Now I take bubble baths on Friday. Even when I still feel those temptations to eat outside of my plan on Friday, if it's not a planned cheat, I watch crap TV and I drink a Topo Chico and I take a bath on Fridays because I had to sometimes you got to put yourself in a different situation if you know the situation is going to be bad. Like, for me, it's going to DC and it's hanging with my brother-in-law because he buys all the liquor. And so I had to tell him, I was like, look, bro. I was like, I know we love to drink all weekend, but I don't do that anymore. I will have one glass of wine with you, and I'm just not drinking all weekend. It's my choice. So the real friends respect that. And I think when you really know that you're in a situation that is challenging, you got to be able to make sure that you take yourself out of that situation and don't think that you got it. Me in a Mexican restaurant, because I love the chips. Like, either we don't order chips, I just can't be at the table with a whole bunch of chips. It doesn't work for me. It does not work for me unless I had a one portion and nobody's gonna give me that portion. So you gotta figure out ways that you can avoid getting down those traps, because once you get out of this accountability group, which you're gonna get out of the accountability group, and you guys may stay together and you may not. It's just different. You have more freedom to choose what you want to do and more opportunities to hide. So as I'm closing out here, it's all about finishing strong. And right now, you all have all the tools, Carmen has given you the blueprint. knowledge is important, but knowledge isn't only power. What it Heather say is knowledge plus action. It's that knowledge plus action is your power, and it's just using those simple sheets every day.
And consistency.
Yeah, it's using knowledge, action, and consistency. It's using those. It's doing it every day. And what I tell a lot of people in my coaching group is that it's not sexy. Like, stop looking for a new workout. Like, finish your workout plan. So if you committed to morning meltdown 100, if you committed to something, like, stop looking for something that is exciting and sexy. You may find a new workout that works, but don't only look for those things. Like, keeping this weight off, it's just consistent. It doesn't mean that it's going to be exciting. It's drinking your water. Is it exciting? No, but it has some of the best values for you to lose weight. You do it every day, it works. You have a bad day, you drink more water in order to get it out. Water is an important component. It's not sexy. Like, that's the thing about finishing strong, is that, what is sexy? I'll tell you what's sexy. What's sexy is, what am I looking for? Susan in her boots. That's what's sexy, because she followed the plan. She got to a place that she hadn't been in a while. She stepped out in those boots, not eating none of that food at the party, drinking her water. But she looked good in those boots. And sometimes you got to think about, do I want to look good in boots, or do I want something else? Like, what do you, and unfortunately, it's here or it's here. I mean, I really wish it was different. Every day I pray, is it different, God? No, it's not different. The choices you make in what you eat has a direct correlation to where your weight is. Me personally, I struggled with my weight for a very long time. And it's because it's a lot of the decisions I made, and I didn't count calories. And in my mind, I'm not eating that bad. A lot of my friends said, oh, I didn't know you ate that bad. Well, you didn't know everything I ate. I didn't eat around you all the time, And so you're used to being in those spaces that people don't know what you do. So you hide and you lie about it. So as you're finishing strong, the important thing I think to lead with is to know you better than anybody else. Know your lies. When I have a fat girl, her name is Trudy. Sometimes Trudy is on 10, and sometimes Trudy wins, and then I look back and say Trudy won, but Trudy only won because I didn't meal prep. I know how, who was that was talking about being ravenous? I know when I don't eat at a certain time, my hunger's on 10. And that's when it's like, oh, why don't we have some cheese and crackers? That's not on your plan. But it's just 3 crackers with cheese and meat. Oh, let's put some jalapenos on top. How do you count that? Where does that go, Aisha? It doesn't go in any container. Maybe jalapenos, but I don't know, because it's never 3 crackers, it's probably 6. In my mind, I only ate 3 though. In my mind, I only ate 3. So I think the key to finishing strong is to be introspective, to know what you do well, to know half sleep, to know the times that you are successful, because it's going to be challenges. It's going to be times that you're not where you want to be, and something has happened, and you got to go back and say, I got to go back and do that hard work. I got to go back and figure out, what is it that I've been doing that hasn't been successful? Is it not checking into your accountability group as much as you have? Is it not doing a workout that's as challenging? Is it not counting those calories? And most importantly, is it eating with people who don't have the same goals as you? The key here is, what are you willing to give up temporarily to achieve your goal? What is not important? Can you go to a party and just not eat? It was Thanksgiving food. Just like Susan said, it was Thanksgiving food. She's about to have Thanksgiving food this week. She didn't eat it last week and this week. She said, I'm going to have Thanksgiving next week. So I'm good. I'm going to wear my boots. But that's the key to finishing strong, is knowing you, knowing who you are, and knowing how do you plan to make sure that you don't fall back into those traps.